Coming up today in episode 205 of Husavik Heroes, we play our third game of the Champions League group stage, and Íþróttafélagið returns to Husavik as we take on Lille. Can we grab a gap at the top of the group? Find out off the back of the intro. Hello everyone and welcome back to Husavik Heroes here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and if you are looking forward to today's episode, the one game in the Champions League group stage, as we do take on Lille, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying this series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated, but this is what our group does look like off the back of the last couple of episodes, including yesterday's one, where we did pick up a 3-0 win at home against Ajax. If you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner. As you can see already, we're in quite a strong position, especially if we can pick up 3 points in today's game, our second one at home during the group stage against the Lille team, who did lose on the opening match day away at Ajax. That's some quite encouraging form for us, having just beaten Ajax, albeit they did back it up with a late winner against Inter Milan, which might give them a little bit of confidence. But if we can pick up a win here and Inter Milan beat Ajax, as you'd probably expect as they are at home, we could grab a quite nice 6-point gap here on top of the group at the halfway stage, and that would put us in a very, very strong position to qualify out of this group and hopefully do so on top as well. In terms of us, we've played no competitive games since yesterday's episode. The domestic season, of course, has now finished, so we are solely focused on Champions League until the end of 2038. In terms of Lille, apparently they are a poor team compared to the quality that we do possess, albeit coming off the back of that win against Inter Milan. As I said, they might be full of a bit of confidence going to this one, albeit they are currently 9th in League A as well, so it does look like they are just struggling a little bit this season. Two players that you might want to keep an eye out for. One of those in the midfield is Axel Guimois. He was a player we were actually looking at signing ahead of Bruno Costa way back when. He would have been our first choice, except he did cost a little bit too much money in the end. He did go to Lille, quite a good young midfielder, probably just a slight better option than Bruno Costa was back in the day, albeit these days Bruno Costa might have developed a little bit better, but here's an interesting prospect to keep an eye out on. And there's going to be a head-to-head between him and Bruno Costa today for reasons which we'll get into shortly. And also the return of a former Volsungur player, one of our long-time goalkeepers here at the club for the most part of our lifespan in the Champions League, and that is Íþróttafélagið. He joined Lille when we did sell him a few seasons ago after Carl Vollen did join the club, and these days he is at Lille doing a solid job, is our former goalkeeper and the Norwegian international. Hopefully he doesn't come back and haunt us here in this one like some former goalkeepers have in previous games that we have played against them in the Champions League. But in terms of us going into this game, we've got no injury concerns. But as you can see, Bruno Costa is starting in the box-to-box midfield role over Lassana Doumbia. That is because before this game, since yesterday, we have had an international break, and Lassana Doumbia went on holiday after that international break. Unfortunately, he is coming back the day after this game, so hopefully that doesn't prove too costly. Lassana Doumbia, probably the best player at the club, albeit very, very capable replacement there in Bruno Costa, who has done a really good job for us coming in when needed in the Champions League the past season and a bit, so I don't think we're going to miss out on too much there. Hopefully, as I said, it's going to be an interesting matchup between him and Axel Guimois, two players who we were tossing up between a few seasons ago, and then we signed Bruno Costa because he was a lot cheaper. Hopefully, he proves that he is also a lot better in this upcoming game. But we're going to get pretty much straight into the action today, just the lone game of today's episode, while my voice hopefully continues to improve. It feels like it's getting better, and hopefully we can come back with a double header in tomorrow's episode, but we'll come back shortly and hopefully really start to take control of this group as we take on Lille from my arena. And here are the team sheets for today's game. As mentioned before, it is Costa in for Doumbia. Also, as well as that, we've got Kapan for Waswa, who's just got a little niggly injury, another position we shouldn't lose too much in on the bench there. And there are Lille looking pretty similar to what they were on the club info page before and playing a 4-4-2. Hopefully, another win at home and we can make it 9 from 9 to start off the Champions League group stage. And only 1 minute into this game, we start things off here with a corner, and Bruno Costa will pick out Filippo Dinelli at the near post. It looks like the theme from yesterday's episode is going to continue. Bruno Costa, as we saw late last Champions League campaign, absolute set-piece wizard, and that's a good header across the face of goal from Filippo Dinelli to give us an early 1-0 lead. And we have to wait all the way up to the 26-minute mark for our next highlights. Nothing happening off the back of that early goal from set piece for Filippo Dinelli, and Lille here off the back of a throw-in are looking to play out from the back, albeit Dinelli yet again good in the air and gets us on the front foot here. Good short passing, Lapase, tight angle, Will Lervik with a save, but it sits up nicely off of his wrist for Agustin Agatigere. That's a simple tap in front of an open goal, and 2 highlights down, and we have already made it 2-0 here at home and already going a long way to staying unbeaten this Champions League campaign. Decent save there from Will Lervik, but Agatigere right place, right time, and that makes it 2-0 Volsungur. And we go just past the half-hour mark for our next highlight. Bruno Costa there with a free kick. Doesn't really get it close to a Volsungur player, but off the rebound, finds Basaroge inside the box, and then Agatigere, good chance there for a double with his header, but puts it wide. Still 2-0 with 10 minutes left in the first half. And very close to half-time here, it does look like we are about to have a free kick, which Lapase will hopefully here put inside that top left corner. Very good free kick taker. One of the reasons that we did sign him, that one is a little bit off target though, and it does look like we are going into the sheds with a 2-0 lead. Not many highlights, but in the end, all of them have been in our favour. I'm pretty happy with how things are going here in this home game, so I don't think we're going to make any changes at halftime, and we'll go into the start of the second half holding a 2-0 lead. And not long into the second half, we have an early free kick here as they have taken off Excel Guillemot at halftime, have Lille, so it looks like Bruno Costa is winning that battle. Good chance there for Lapase, but Will Lervik with a good point-blank save there to tip that onto the crossbar and keep it at 2-0 early here in the second half, albeit we do have a corner, but Dinelli can't get his head on the end of that one. Bassero gave with a shot, but that goes high and wide. Still 2-0 early in the second half here of this third game of the Champions League group stage, albeit not too long off the back of that. We have another corner, and this time Bruno Costa will find the head of Alain Basicki. That's his third goal now in the last 2 Champions League games, and all of them have come from the exact same set piece, so it still looks like we are being set-piece merchants. But a good start here to the second half. We make it 3-0 Volsungur. And we go forward to just past the hour mark for our next highlight. Yet again, it looks like we're going to have a free kick here, which Lapase will try and put into the back of the net. Put some decent curve on that. Will Lervik, though, in a pretty good spot to save that. Didn't have to move too much, but we are going to have another set-piece off the back of that from a corner. And as we know, we are dangerous from those, albeit this time Basicki puts that over the bar, and still 3-0 Volsungur. And a few minutes off the back of that previous chance, it is time for us to make our first substitution. Filippo Dinelli is down to a red heart. You might see the Ajax 1-0 up. I can tell you that right behind my head, Ognjar Mizkic has levelled that game up for Inter Milan, but Gabriel Kapan can get some game time off the bench. Our first sub used at 3-0 with just over 20 minutes left. And just inside the last 20 minutes of this game, we are going to make our last 2 substitutions. Both of them are going to be in the midfield. First off, Basicki yet again scores a goal. We'll take him off for Lucas Parazek also, with no Bruno Costa on the bench for this game. Doumbia on holiday. It does mean Marcelo Jr. is down there, and I think we're going to give him a little bit of game time, and we'll do so in place of Benvenu Bayer. That's all of our subs used. 3-0 Volsungur with just under 20 minutes left. And we are just inside the last 10 minutes of this one. Yet again, we've got a free kick here to Lapase. Good position here to try and put this into the top left corner. He does get that past Will Lervik. Thought Will Lervik might have pulled off a very good save there, but eventually John Iviers Lapase off the back of a few chances from set piece earlier in this game bangs that one right into that top left corner. It's a wonderful free kick, and that makes it 4-0 Volsungur. And we are just entering the last few minutes of this game, and we do have a late highlight here, but no doubt we are taking home all 3 points in this one. A very polished performance, and it looks like we are going to pick up a win by a scoreline of 4-0 unless something does happen late in this highlight, but a very good performance, and that will put us in quite a strong position, being on 9 points from 9 at the halfway stage of the group, albeit we have already played 2 of our home games, just 1 left, which is going to be against Inter Milan, which hopefully we will be able to squeeze in to tomorrow's episode alongside the rematch from this one. And that is Aga Tegere, who flicks on a header there for Adam Saki, who picks up his 51st goal of the season. And that is a good way to round off this game. In the end, we have given Lille an absolute battering, and it will be a 5-0 win at home. Marcelo Jr. played that ball over for Aga Tegere, wins the ball in the air, and Saki there with the good low-driven shot into the bottom left corner. And in the end, it's been a very, very comprehensive win here as Inter Milan, it does look like, are going to beat Ajax. That could mean that we do have a 6-point gap at the top of the group off the back of this game. So already in a very, very strong position to be getting out of this group. But Lille there having an absolute shocker. One of their better players was actually our former goalkeeper, and Will Lurvik, but very, very happy with how that did go. And as you can see, because Inter Milan did beat Ajax with 2 late goals, that does mean that we are now 6 points clear of everyone else in our groups, are already in quite a strong position to be getting out of it, and also hopefully in top spot as well, especially if we can pick up some wins in tomorrow's episode. But in a very good place at the halfway stage of the Champions League, on top of the group, and 6 points clear of everyone else. We'll come back shortly and give you guys an update on the other Icelandic teams in the Europa League and the Conference League before we wrap things up. And going forward a few days off the back of that very comprehensive win there against Lille, and here is an update on the other Icelandic teams. First off, we have HK in Group A of the Europa League. They've got a couple of big games now against Granada, which do look like they might be important in deciding who does finish second in this group behind RB Leipzig. Unfortunately, they suffer a 3-1 defeat. They did grab a goal in the 64th minute to pull it back to 2-1, but off the back of that, one of their players did get sent off 7 minutes later, and it was Granada who grabbed a goal right on the brink of injury time. So it does look like HK are going to need to beat Granada in the return leg in tomorrow's episode to keep their hopes up of making the knockouts of the Europa League. Otherwise, hopefully, they can finish above Malmo and end up in Conference League knockouts, unlike what happened last season, where things went a little bit pear-shaped for them in the second half of the group stage. And the other team that we do have in the Europa League is Keflavik, and somehow they have pulled off a massive result there, even though we've kind of given up hope on them achieving much in Europe this season. They have pulled out a draw there at home against Liverpool, so that is one heck of a result. It gives them the first point on the group table, and they do have a rematch coming up at Anfield, albeit they might be in for a bit of a shock there. Still looks like they're a bit of a long shot to be making the knockouts of Europe this season, but that is still a great result there from Keflavik, holding Liverpool to a draw in Iceland. And down to the Conference League, where we do have Phil Kieran. They have picked up a massive win there at home against Asker out of Norway. They did take a 1-0 lead into half-time. Very early in the second half, the Norwegian team picked up a red card, and from there, Phil Kieran did score 3 second-half goals, and that propels them up to second in the group. A little bit of an upset there as Atrametos do hold Bayer Leverkusen to a draw. So in behind Bayer Leverkusen now, this group is quite compact, but a really good result there for Phil Kieran, and they currently find themselves in second spot and could potentially make their way through to the knockouts of the Conference League, could be runners-up from this past Icelandic top division season. So on the whole, that's a pretty good round there for the Icelandic teams on the third match week. Just HK there really who did let us down, but they are still in at least with a chance of making at least the Conference League knockouts come the end of the group stage. But I think that will do it for today's episode. A good win there against Lille, and that does put us in a very strong position for the latter half of our group. It might just take one more win to secure us a spot in the knockouts of the Champions League with the gap that we do have on the other teams in this group. We'll come back tomorrow, take on Lille in the rematch in France, and also hopefully we'll get far enough so we can also take on Inter Milan at my arena, and if we can pick up wins in both of those games, I think that will be enough for us to secure top spot going into the first knockout round draw come the end of this week. But if you did enjoy today's episode, as I mentioned, really good win there against Lille at home, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying this series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. And until tomorrow, as I said, hopefully for that game against Lille at the very least, and also against Inter Milan at my arena. Thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.